So a quick review of the 6/8 time signature before we learn the right hand. What is 6/8? It means you have 6 of the eighth notes. You have 6 of these notes in a bar. So how do we count? Most books will tell you to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And most importantly, that these eighth notes are grouped into threes, as you could see from just looking briefly through yourself. Here it is weird because you see how this long note held, because there's a tie. Basically, it's a dotted quarter note tied to an eighth note. The total is a half note. Why did they not write a half note? Why did they have to write a eighth note tied to a dotted? It's the same value, it's the same length. But they don't write it that way because in 6/8, which is one of the compound meters, all of your eighth notes need to be grouped by 3. So they cannot write it this way. Even though sound-wise it sounds the same, it's grouped by 3, meaning that you have 3 for each of the 3 here. It's equal to what? It's equal to a dotted quarter. So you feel the music that way. Ta 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 ta, and then this is basically one big beat and 2 big beats in a bar, and that's how you feel it. Ta 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 ta. So this should feel like a syncopation because ta 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 ta, right? So it should feel like it's off the beat, this note here. Because their main beat is basically this to the other one. So that's the explanation for 6/8. And this is why here as well, your total here is a dotted quarter note, right? 1 beat and a half. But they don't write it as a dotted quarter note. They have to write it in the sense of 2 main beat per bar. That's why they have to write it this way. This is why they cannot write this as simply a white note, because the feeling is completely different. So 6/8 means 6 eighth notes in a bar, but the eighth notes have to be grouped into threes, even when it's basically mathematically the same to write a half note here, they don't. Even if it's mathematically the same to write a dotted quarter note here, they don't, because they clearly want you to see the groupings. And the grouping is that you often have a quarter note with an eighth note, or you have a dotted quarter note with eighth note, or quarter note with eighth note. You could see that grouping over and over as you're looking at the other bars. Quarter note and eighth notes. Long, short, long, short, long, short. That's the feeling of a 6/8. So these green circle that I drew for you is because it's long, short, long, but it's tied over. Short, long, short, long. And that's what gives the feeling of accompaniment. Okay, so that's eighth note explanation. So now let's do the right hand. I will still be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But notice how I count. I will be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I count like that, it means that the 4, which is the beginning of the second big beat, this 4 here, will be more important. So when we're counting, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Same thing. And I'm gonna just write it in just so that you have a sense of how you, because it feels completely different if you're counting in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's even worse, right? Okay, so here it is, A minor position, and you do a lot of skipping. So in case you haven't noticed, all of your notes here are basically notes of your chords, A minor chord. So you lots of skipping. Same thing here. It's a C and it's skipping, skipping, skipping. And this again is your same A minor chord. There are some notes that are difficult, and we'll deal with that when we get there. Okay, so A minor position, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, A, E, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4. A, C, B, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. A, 2, 3, 4. C, A, E, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4. A, C, B, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you notice that D falls awkwardly on 3. Yes, it's supposed to be feeling like it's up in the air, and then there's no resolution because it's on the beat, very weak beat, 3. So one more time, just so that you feel it correctly. A, 2, 3, 4. D, A, 2, D, 4, 5, 6. That's very important to feel correctly. Now we have the same thing, basically, but instead of going to that E, then stepping down, we're going to G, but we're also stepping down. So the motion of going to E here, E here, and stepping down, right, is same in the second line, but you have G instead. Yeah, I think I screwed up a little bit oops. That's better. Okay. Second line. A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because I have to reach, my CA will be with 2, 1 this time, right? Unlike the first line, 3, 1. So the second line is A, 2, 3, 4. C with a 2, A, reach up to the G, release your thumb, and step down. And then number 4 is a tide. We don't replay. 4, 5, 6 is the F, next bar E, 2. C, 4 is a tide, step up to D. So that's your second line. Basically a lot of stepping, right? Except for, I'm going to color code orange for the skips that you have. That's it. Otherwise you're stepping. So one more time, line 2. Put your index on C first. Here we go. A, 2, 3, 4. C, I reach up to G, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is F, step down, 2. C, tide. Step up, down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice the slash line, meaning, hey, new section coming. So lift your hand up, breathe. Here's the next section. A, the high A with the number 4. So those of you who have a hard time discerning, After this A, I just basically step up from it, step down, step back up, the same note. From that note, I step down, it's tied. I step up and down and up. It's just steps. This third line is only stepping. Line note to space note. So A with a, oh, I should write the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for those who are unfamiliar with this rhythm. So 1 would be here, 1, 2, 4 would be a tied note, nothing to be played. 1 would be here. 4 again is a tied note. So there's a lot of tied on that 4. 1 again and 4 again is a tied note. Same thing here. 4 is a tied note. 1, 4 is a tied note. 1, 4, there is a note in this one. Okay, and just to let you know in advance, because we're going to do 2 lines. In the second line that you see in section B, also just basically stepping down, stepping up, stepping up. It follows exactly the same, except for here at the end, but it's just steps. So your B section, basically from bar 9 to 16, you have just steps, no skips at all. You either just go to the next key or up or down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A with a 4. 2, 3, 4. Up, down, 1, 2. Repeat. 4, 5, 6. We're stepping down to 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's repeat that, because that's basically the same pattern, just on different keys down here at the beginning, right? Here we go. A, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift your hand. Now you're in number 4 and 5 on F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. Then this time it's different. We just keep going down and up. But you could see the fingering wise, rhythm wise, you are doing exactly the same all the way up to here. Both lines are doing exactly the same finger and rhythm. Your finger starts on different keys. That's it. So line 4, one more time, bar 13. So we're starting on F with number 4. F, 2, 3, 4, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down, down, and now we are different. We're going down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then after this whole section, we're back at section A, but it's a coda, it's the last phrase. So there's some stretching to do. What is the note up there? It's G. And then you have an F sharp, but then it's the same F, and it's not sharp anymore on the next bar. So that's why I slide the finger F sharp with the 4 and slide it down to F. That's the fingering that I wrote for you. From this F sharp to F, we're going to just slide that finger 4 down. Then some of you might have a difficulty finding this lower note, which is basically A. After you find that note though, notice that you are just stepping. A, B, C. Then you'll have to find again this lower note on the first line, which is E. And know that this higher note is D. Those are the difficult notes to find, so I'm giving you the answers because you're low intermediate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a tied again. Stretch up to G, F sharp, slide that 4 down to F, and then A, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E down there, 2, 3. Stretch up to D, 5. So at this point, it might be easier for some of you to just say, instead of go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all that stuff, I would recommend you go A, then there's 2 beats, right? And one more because it's tied. So make a sound for these 2, 3, 4. Just go for the dotted quarter note and for the tied notes. Once you get here, you just have to go because it's a quarter note, so there's another, and then you play that A, then it's tied, so you'll have to go for that quarter note that's tied. So instead of having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that stuff, it might be easier because your hand has to move so much and you have to look for the key. Might be easier to just go that. Whenever you see a quarter note, you go another. Whenever you see a tie, you just go for it, right? And these 2 is for the dotted. So let's do it one way, that way, with the sound. From the coda. A, stretch up, G, F sharp, pull it down, step up, E, D, and you're done. I drew the wrong number here because it's a dotted quarter, so there's 2. Then that's how you would work on this right hand alone.